Only the dead have seen the end of war. A quote that was stuck in my head while writing this script. It's a rather interesting quote that changed my view on the various wars the USM fought. One of the wars that was probably the most known was the USM Izek War, or simply the First Propaganda War, which we will talk about today. I'm your host NKL, and you're watching Undulated History of Our Nation. Let's begin. So from USM's perspective and my perspective, I've seen the war mostly as a war of mass production. For example, who could produce social media content faster without sacrificing the quality? Also, the war was mostly centered around gaining more members, since there was a threat of being overshadowed by the other faction. And most importantly, it was also about putting dirt on the other faction, which probably played a key role in Izek's collapse. So who started the war in the first place? I'll have to admit it was probably the USM, who did not start the war directly, but by posting reels and other social media content gave Izek no choice but to take action. Was there another way to prevent the war? In my opinion, the war couldn't have been avoided. The threat of being overshadowed by the other faction was there from the start. So that's my opinion on the whole war from USM's perspective. We aren't done yet. I brought here a special guest that will take over the second part of this video. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the ex-Izek leader, Mr. Polter. Hi Polter, welcome to our channel. Is there anything you want to say before we start?
Nope.
Nope? Alright, I'm gonna ask you some questions, and I want an honest answer. Are you comfortable with that?
Okay, you can get an honest question if you want to.
Okay, so my first question is, how did you see the war from your perspective or from the Izek's perspective?
From my perspective, I actually don't know. I don't see it as a war.
Okay, that's interesting.
I see it as a friendly fire.
Friendly fire, would you mind elaborate?
Like friendly fire from your side. Like I give you a request to join my team, but you declined, and you started a war. So
Oh,
I
alright,
see it
alright.
a little bit like a friendly fire.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Alright. Anyways, let's go on to the second question then. Who do you think started war in the first place?
I think you started the war in the first place because of that, like the propaganda and the
Me?
shit.
Fair.
Honestly,
Alright, let's go on to the third question. Would you think the war... wait. Do you think the war could have been avoided?
yeah,
Yes? How?
yes. Like the work, like couldn't even start because it was like a school server like you did before the time, and I wanted to try it too, but
Oh,
he was like,
alright.
nah.
Alright. And now on to the last question. What's your opinion on Izek Federation?
My opinion of Ezek Federation is I don't know.
Okay. Someone took your identity and just like made a new country if you didn't know.
What?
Never mind. Thank you, Polter, for answering these questions. Now, is there something you want to add?
Nah, nope.
Nope. All right. Uh, thank you, Polter. Anyways, I won't bother you now. Enjoy the rest of your day, and let's get back to the video. So in the end, we both agreed and disagreed in some points. For example, we both agreed that the USM started the war. Even though it wasn't directly, we were still asking for it. But we had mixed opinions about the war being avoided. I sadly didn't hear Polter properly, but I'm sure he said that the war could have been avoided. Which is interesting because I don't see how it could be. Also, another interesting thing was that Polter seen the war as friendly fire, which is partially true because in the end, we were still allies before the war began. But USM sadly had to do something to not get overshadowed. And based on the last question, we both don't have any clues about Izek Federation. Anyways guys, that's all for today. I'm your host NKL, and you watched Undulated History of Our Nation. Don't forget to like and subscribe We got more things planned as always, and have a great rest of the day.